many people, including investors, missed some of those early opportunities. Everyone was very focused on risk. They were very focused on the idea that climate change and transition was a thing that was going to strand assets, and it will, and kind of laser focused on the downsides. And lots of people, and this seems ridiculous, but I'm sure that others have had the same conversation. Even 5 or 6 years ago, you would have conversations with investors who would go, yeah, you know, we know that renewables will sort of be a thing, but we don't need to be there quite yet. You often have this conversation with the same entity 3 or 4 years later, and they would say, we missed the boat. So the orientation towards risk and transition has been really, really high. But on the flip side of every risk is a response, and that response is usually an opportunity. And it is interesting also that we're starting to see governments globally really leaning into this. They see it as an advantageous part of their positioning. And so it's not just the layer of we've got to try and get everything down a transition pathway at a certain rate, which implies significant change. It's also that you've got a whole bunch of governments in there. So it's a really big and rapidly growing space that means that there's a lot of opportunity, but the opportunity often comes from a shift in headspace. And sometimes it takes quite a long time to get people out of the risk headspace on transition.